Hello everyone, my name is Reader Ward and I recently bought this 9.7-inch iPad Pro. The iPad Pro has been a great tool that I've used for the last several months for all of my design work. However, I've noticed that its camera sticks out like a sore thumb. Every time I lay it on my desk or just put it against any surface, it's unstable because of the camera sticking out and making the case of the iPad, or the casing of it, actually not level, causing it to wobble as I try to do any drawing work, which means I needed a case. When I was researching for a case, I wanted to make sure to get one that of course protects the iPad's camera, because that's packing a lot of pixels when you take any pictures or videos. It can do 4K video, which is quite impressive for such a small camera. However, I also use it for its drawing capabilities, hence the fact that I do design on it. So I wanted to make sure that it provides many different angles for drawing with the iPad, and so it could have between a 0 and 180 degree viewing angle. And in this case that I just got, actually can do all of these things. It's very capable of sitting at an angle, or as that piece of paper had on it, it can be put at any angle, and it's not put at a set angle like the iPad cases done by Apple company, because they all fold into a triangle essentially, and you're given one viewing angle. So that's not very handy for the iPad Pro itself. So the other main thing I wanted to look at was the Apple Pencil. All the Apple cases do not have place for the pencil to be held, so it's like you have to put it in your separate place. But this one, this case, has a little notch you could slip the Apple Pencil into, which is very handy, and it's a simple solution to keeping your pencil right on hand when you're using your iPad. So that's always nice. And the third thing I wanted to look for when getting a case was just that the case was made very sturdy. So if I dropped the iPad, for instance, I wouldn't have to worry about enforcing my warranty. Another nice thing is a little magnetic latch on the iPad case, which I just kind of like because it's never going to fall off, because the magnetic force on it is actually pretty strong. So you're not even halfway closing it and it'll snap into place by itself and hold very well. One thing I wanted to notice was the material, this rubber material that the case is made out of. The design of it is a bunch of hexagons, which you may not know this unless you're into 3D printing, but having kind of a honeycomb structure, that is the strongest infill structure you could have without completely filling it in 100%. So I find it impressive that people who designed this case actually figured out every aspect about it to make it very sturdy and yet flexible, so when you drop your iPad, it's going to absorb the impact and make the impulse of whatever force of it hitting the ground, making it much smaller because of the bendiness, I would say, of the rubber material, and how they didn't just make it flat but rather had infill structure areas where it was just a bunch of hexagons filled up with air, essentially giving it bounce. And lastly, I'm very glad that they put all this padding around the camera so the camera's view is not obstructed at all, but it's heavily protected if you drop it at all. And another handy thing about this case is that you can actually take the side flap off. So you could, if you wanted to prop it up on a stand, or for me, I actually use the iPad's camera sometimes because of its 4K camera. I'll put it on a tripod attachment, so I could just take that case, get it out of the way, and actually use it as a controller for my drone, or I can just put it on a tripod and take a time lapse for video. It's just really handy. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos, and actually some great news. I'm supposed to be making many videos coming up for programming tutorials. I'm going to be teaching a couple of languages like C# and Java. I'm also going to go into some database work that I've done in the past, and it's just some important stuff to know about SQL database programming. I'm also going to have a couple of just videos, a couple of fun videos, like my senior project video which I did on learning the basics of machining, and I might throw in a couple videos just like explaining the theory of relativity, just for fun, because I like physics. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe for more.